Hi everyone, happy November 1st. This is Debbie Sissons coming to you from my pantry. Today's topic is about meal planning and how to go about serving some nutritious, quick meals that work around your family's calendar. So I wanted to tell you about how I do my meal planning. The first thing I do, I just use an old-fashioned notebook. I write down, I do a week at a time. I don't get too far ahead as far as what I'm going to serve each night for dinner. So I write down the days and who's in, who's out. My husband's out tomorrow. My kids are out or have late practice on Tuesdays and so on. And then we have a celebration on Saturday because my oldest son turns 18, so we're going to go out to eat, but I'm making the birthday cake. So I write down all the activities we're going to do so I know who to plan on to be here to eat. We try really hard to eat all together, but sometimes, as everyone who has kids out there and activities knows, sometimes the activity times do not cooperate, and unfortunately not everybody can eat together. But if I have a meal prepared, I know that they don't have to do fast food. So I write that out, and then I check my pantry, I check my freezers and my refrigerator to see what I have on hand. In my freezer I have all my meats because I shop every 6 to 8 weeks at Costco and buy bulk meats. I also shop at some smaller meat markets such as Clem's, which is a German meat market here in Indianapolis. And then there's a meat shop in Mooresville that I go to. But I'm lucky I have a vacuum sealer, so I will break up into meal-sized servings those bulk meat items that you get from Costco or wherever, but I break them up into meal size, vacuum seal them, date them, and throw them in the freezer. And I usually do that. I have enough, like I said, for 6 to 8 weeks. So I checked my freezers and everything, and I wrote down what I was going to have: chicken, fish, what have you. And then I also went through and looked up some easy recipes that I could do, like crock pot or sheet pan. I think I said one about cleaning the oven. I love sheet pan recipes because it's not a big mess. You cook your veggies and your meat, everything on one pan, and it's usually ready in 45 minutes to an hour. Low mess, low cleanup. So I did that for our week, and then I did start doing some planning ahead. And here's my grocery list that I've gone through, things that I need. But I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year in the U.S. It's the last Thursday in November. So my mom and sister and I do what we do every year. We sat down, made out what we want to have, what we're going to serve, and we divvy up who's making what. Me versus my sister versus my mom, what we're gonna make. And then I start a grocery list of items that I need for my recipes for Thanksgiving. Like, I'm doing the turkey, so I need a 22 to 24 pound turkey. So for things that'll last a while, like the turkey, I'll try to get that today because, as most of you know, for turkeys, things like that, it starts to get hard to find things that you want before the holiday. And given what we're going through with COVID and the food shortages we're seeing in the grocery stores, I'm going to try to get things ahead of time. Another thing I'm planning for is we're actually having my sister-in-law and her family for the week of Thanksgiving. They're going to be staying with us. So when I have guests, I start to plan out I might not buy it right away, but I'll start 2 or 3 weeks ahead planning breakfast, lunch, dinners so that I know what I'm doing and I have something to serve. I just get it makes me anxious if I don't know what I'm going to have on hand. I'm not a really good spur of the moment type person, so I do that for my planning. So I guess my message for planning is the key word here. Write down who's going to be here, what the activities are, what kind of things does your family like to eat, and what things can you make around your schedule. You might be working from home, in the home, out of the home. You might be staying at home with your kids. Everybody has their own schedule, but just write it out. Don't get too fancy. Don't try to write a month's worth of menus because that's not going to work. I mean, I was just here. I wrote this out. You see this arrow flip-flop. I was going to make sheet pan chicken tonight, and tomorrow I was going to make tacos, but it's already after 3 here and I haven't gone to the grocery, so I said, well, I'll do tacos tonight because that's quick. But then you see a scribble because my oldest son came in and asked me could I make crunch wraps instead of regular tacos. So your list, your plan is going to get marked up. Things are going to move around. But at least if you start with a plan, then you know you're not going to have to run through the drive-through 5 days out of 7 because you have a plan here. You'll have leftovers. You'll have food for people to eat during the week so they don't come in. I don't know about you, but my kids open the refrigerator or open the pantry door. There's nothing to eat because they can't just stick their hand in and put something in the microwave or directly into their mouth. If they can't do that, no matter how much food you have in the house, there's nothing to eat. So just trying to plan ahead, make sure you cover all the meals that you're going to need, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and also doing it a week at a time. You're not overburdening your refrigerator, your freezer, your pantry, because most of us are in limited space with our kitchens. Most of us don't have the giant Sub-Zero refrigerators that can hold a month's worth of food. So we have to plan it week by week. So this video is short today, 8 minutes. I may add a couple cleaning tips that I've filmed over the last couple of days to get it up to 15. Hope you found that interesting and informative. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your planning techniques are and your shortcuts. I'm always wanting to learn how everybody else manages their house too. That's it for today. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you back here in a few days. Bye-bye.